Okay. Good evening, Honorable Olasoji. Good evening, Honorable Olasoji Adagunodo. We're live.
Hey, good evening, my brother.
How is work, sir?
We thank God.
How is politics?
the way it is, management of
Yeah,
crisis all the time.
all the time. Management of crisis all the time.
All the time. All the time. That's
Okay.
what it is.
Let me quickly welcome every person watching us right now. We are on the first episode of the conversation. This is a social political personality interview program where we try to bring issues in the polity to fore. We try to break down issues in the polity. We try to dig into what are the issues going on in politics, in governance, in the economics, in the economy, in whatever concerns our national life. So I welcome you to the first episode. Like you told me this afternoon, you said you have not granted any interview since the tumult in the PDP began, and I appreciate this
Yeah,
opportunity to be the first person who engages you on happenings within the PDP at the moment. I welcome you once again, sir.
thank you. You're welcome.
We are live on Facebook. We're being watched almost all over. I know that people are keen to listen to all that you have to say, and I know that you are not going to hold back. I know that you are going to really engage. I know that you are really going to give us information according to the truth and the honesty of the matter. So I want to
Yeah.
again thank you in anticipation of your truthfulness to us today, and then I hope that whatever we discuss here will be a bit of contribution to peace efforts within the PDP. My name is Adedayo Oderinu, as you already know. Some people prefer to call me AT Oderinu, and I'm going to be your anchor on the conversation. I'm going to try as much as possible to bring on quite a lot of um, persons who are critical stakeholders across many sectors so that we can dissect and look at the issues as they are. Okay, I welcome every viewer, and so I'm going to dive straight into it so that we don't waste any more of our time. Honorable Adagodo is a very. Let me first quickly ask you, Honorable Adagodo. You are back in the saddle as the chairman of Osun State PDP. How does that feel?
Yeah, we thank God. Uh, like I said jokingly the other time, politics is about management of crisis all the time.
Yeah,
Because the most difficult thing to manage in life is human being.
yeah,
And if you are into politics, you are in politics to manage human being.
mm,
By the time you are managing human being, you are managing resources,
mm,
both financial, physical, moral, and everything is center on human being.
mm,
So you discover that at any particular point in time, if you are in politics, you tend to see crisis and you
mm,
tend to manage them.
mm,
So since I've been in politics, I'm used to that.
mm,
Before I became the chairman, I'm used to that. And if you
mm.
look at the antecedents and what I went through before I became the chairman eventually, I'm used to that. So what is going on now is not new to me. It's
Mm.
expected. Uh, and I'm just praying that at the end of the day, PDP will be happy at the end of all this crisis. It is not new.
Let me.
It is not
Okay.
only centered on PDP alone. It is all political parties.
Okay.
So the way it is, I'm happy. I'm happy. It's no
Let me
problem
take
at
it
all.
from something you said. You said you are not new to situations like this. So that reminds me of the round of litigations that saw your ascension to the seat of the state chairmanship of the PDP. That was between you and Dr. Bayo Faforiti in 2018. There were countless visits to Abuja. There were countless consultations. There were a lot of things that were done in the open and in private. Now, I want to ask that, how do you feel? How do you feel that almost all the time, Yoruba people will say, "Ọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo yìí ṣẹ́ lórí alábàáhùn." How do you feel that each time you have to probably get to this seat, the first time you have to get to this seat as chairman of the PDP, and then now that you have to reclaim the mandate as chairman of the PDP, you have to go through a round of litigation. Doesn't that make you feel like you're probably jinxed?
Not really. You know, I want to say that I was talking to a friend of mine sometimes, not too long, a
Mm,
few days ago.
mm,
I said we were talking about law and we were talking about politics.
okay.
And I told them that the law created politics.
Mm,
You understand?
yeah.
And there's nothing you can do within politics or outside politics that you will petition law, because
Mm,
that's the establishment of governance. That's
mm,
the establishment of a country.
mm,
You understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
So going to court at that time or going to court now is deepening democracy.
Mm,
You understand? Because there is a rule of law,
mm,
and the rule of law govern the country.
okay.
So it is when all effort fails that you resort to court.
Mm,
Let me give you an example.
okay.
Husband and wife, you have been dating each other, you got to a point you want to get married.
Mm,
They will tell you to go to registry to go and register and legalize it.
yeah.
They didn't tell you the first day you met that you go to court. No, you are going into another phase. They said go to court.
Mm,
Then if you are married and you have been living together, and even if the marriage want to crash, they will still tell you to go to court
to go and dissolve the
to go
marriage.
and to go and dissolve the marriage. That is the last option.
Mm,
You understand? So going to court at that time or going to court at this particular point in time is the last option that
mm,
we have tried. And I'm still hoping, like I said during my interview, when I came back from court on the 3rd of November, that this issue is a family matter. We can
okay.
still settle it out of court.
Okay.
Several times, a lot of people have called me to grant an interview. I told them, this is not the time for an interview. This is a family matter that we have to resolve in a family way.
Mm,
But now that we cannot resolve it in a family way that we have gone to court, it's no more a family matter. So I can grant interview. But notwithstanding that, on the 9th, when I went back to court, I still maintain that this matter, because of the love of the party that I have, I'm a party man to the core. I'm PDP bred. I started PDP together with some leaders. I'm not strange. Nobody can tell the history of PDP to me. I spend so much of my resources to build PDP in my local government.
mm,
Everybody that is there knows that. So I want the survival of the party. So if sacrifice by still discussing outside the court is the solution, yes, that's fine with me. I granted an interview on TV on channel
okay.
3 times. So the fact that we are in court does not matter, that we cannot still resolve our issue amicably. You can settle out of court. Even court allows for that. You
Mm,
understand what I'm
out of
saying?
process. Okay.
So the fact that we are in court does not mean that there is a serious crisis. It's still part of deepening democracy.
Okay. Let me quickly remind you of this. Just recently, the APC NEC decided to expel Honorable Adeta because it had earlier instructed members of the party to not go to any court of law to go and seek resolution of any issue within the APC. Now, if I bring that back to what you politicians would call internal party mechanisms, wouldn't you say by going to court you have
Yes.
violated the internal party mechanisms of the PDP?
No, 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 no. I'm just picking up the constitution of the party. I just want to read some section of the constitution to you So
Okay.
you will know that it has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
You understand? I'm sorry if I'm flipping through.
Please go
So
ahead.
you just have to bear with me. If you go to page 101, that's section 58,
Hmm.
subsection L of our constitution.
Of the PDP constitution.
But before I read that, yes, I will refer you to Article 2 of our constitution.
Okay.
Article 2 of our constitution, what does that one say? I will read it to you. So you understand, because some people, because of the Bible says, my people perish because of lack of
Because of lack
knowledge.
of knowledge.
Because some of our members, they hardly go through the constitution of the party that they belong. So they
Hmm.
don't even know the rules that is guiding them. Article 2 of the constitution says supremacy of the constitution, of PDP constitution. That's what I'm reading.
Okay.
Supremacy of PDP constitution. I'll read it. Article 2. It says, subject to the provision of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria
Okay.
and any other law in force subject to it, then this Constitution shall be supreme and
Okay.
its provision shall be binding force
Okay.
on who? All members
Of the party.
and all organs
Hmm.
of the party.
Okay.
That's Article 2. After mentioning the name of the party, Article 1 is the name of the party. After you mention the name of the party, the next thing that is supreme is supremacy of the constitution.
Hmm.
And the supremacy of the constitution is talking about being subjected to the Federal Republic Constitution and any other law in
Okay.
force.
Okay.
You understand? Then you
Yes.
now go to page 101
Okay.
of our constitution.
Okay.
And I said Article 58,
Okay.
Section M, is talking about offenses and sanction.
Okay.
That is, if you did anything, you have an offense or they want to sanction you. This is the section that deal with it,
Okay.
and it reads: report resort to court action or litigation on any dispute or on any matter whatsoever concerning rights, obligation, and duties of any member of the party without first availing himself of the remedies provided by the party under this constitution.
Okay.
What he's saying is you can go to court, though,
But you
but
first have to
first
explore the
you must
avenue of the
avail
party.
yourself. So going to court is not an issue, it's not an offense in PDP constitution.
Hmm.
It's not an
Thank
offense at all, but you must avail yourself of all remedy that is available,
Hmm.
made available by provision of this constitution.
Okay.
So, and that is the situation that we are in. Before I go
Okay.
to court, I've been
Okay.
at home for 7 months. What am I doing? I'm availing myself of all remedies
Okay.
that this constitution provides for me.
Okay.
So when I have availed all remedies and it did not work, then I can go to court.
That's good.
And that is the situation we are in now.
Thank you, Honorable Adagunodo. Okay, I want to quickly look at the issues that were before the present run of litigations. It will be recalled that pre 2018, you had the support of majority of the members of the party. I mean the PDP. In fact, you had a lot of party leaders, a lot of stakeholders lining up behind you to say that no, we are not going to allow Senator Yolomi Shomi to hijack the structure of the party. We want to get that. In fact, I remember one of the catchphrases then, one Betty Soji. Now, there's a claim by some people that after the 2018 elections, or rather during the 2018 governorship elections, that you were found acting in manners that were unbecoming of the chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Osun State. Number one, there was the accusation that you played anti-party, you did some anti-party activities at some point, probably selling information to the APC that made them win. There were also the claims that you received money from the APC to give information. There were also the claims that you sabotaged the efforts of their delegates at winning the elections. And then there were claims that the monies that were given to you to prosecute that election from the end of the party were embezzled. How do you react to this?
Yeah, anyway, the first question I will ask is, did APC win that election?
Well, in the face of the law, the APC.
At least September 22nd election, did APC, are they the winner?
Well, I would say that in the face of the law, the APC eventually.
September 22nd election.
Because, of course,
first ballot.
We must begin to look at things.
No, I'm talking of
Yes,
the first ballot. Who is the winner? Who is the winner?
Well, it was inconclusive.
It was inconclusive. It's Oderinu. PDP won.
That's what the law says.
PDP won. APC knows that PDP won. There's no gainsaying about that. PDP won clear and clear. There's no gainsaying about that. You understand what I'm saying? So if PDP won that election, then something.
Oh, we lost the Adagunodo there. He will join us back just almost immediately. I'm sure it must be something with his network. Okay, he's back in the studio. Let's bring him back in.
Okay. So if PDP won at that time, then the narrative of what they are saying then is put to question. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
The narrative is put to question.
Okay.
Then let us look at it this way. You said some people claimed that I used to have majority during the time Omishore and Faforiji was there. But Omishore Faforiji left the party.
Yes.
And every other person that is in PDP today, they are Adagunodos. Because Omishore and Faforiji left.
Yes, they left the party.
And you know democracy, we cannot sleep and put our head in one direction. Even if you are husband and wife. Funnily, let me give you an analogy. My son in US, during this last presidential election, himself and his wife, they went to go and vote.
Okay.
They went to go and vote. The wife left the husband to go and vote for Biden. And the husband voted for Trump.
Okay.
Husband and wife. That means we are banned one way or the other to have different opinion.
To disagree.
Even if we are twins, we are banned to have different opinion. So amongst the Adagunodo group, we will still have people who have different opinion. Then some people claim that they are now majority or they are now minority. Yeah, it's subjective. It's subjective. How did you measure it? That's the question. But that's not even the issue. That's not even where we are going. Either minority or majority. The Constitution says minorities must have a say, while majority should have a way. Both of them, they have a role to play. Either you are a minority or you are a majority for democracy to strive. So in PDP today, either you are majority or you are minority, both of you have a role to play. Do you know the role? During election day, the minority will vote. The majority also will vote. December 22nd election, we won with 353. Probably, if I'm in the minority, people with me might be more than that 353. Then where do you want to throw them? You understand what I'm saying? Then if they are in the minority, they might be more than 353. So where are we going to throw them? So we need both the minority and the majority to be together. At the end of the day, they have a good understanding. They should know that Politics is about a friend today, an enemy tomorrow.
Hmm.
An enemy tomorrow, a friend next tomorrow. And that's why in Yoruba they will say you don't dig the grave
of your enemy.
of politics too deep.
Hmm.
So that is what we should work against by digging the grave of politics too deep in PDP. At the end of the day, we will need the vote of everybody. We must come together and vote in the same direction. Then let me come to the allegation.
The allegations of
Allegation
fraud.
is so,
I want you to address
yeah,
that. The
it's so
allegations of fraud.
it's so funny. It's so spurious. I keep on wondering. I keep on thinking, and I stand to challenge anybody. If they are going to allege that you stole money, somebody must have put the money somewhere.
Okay.
So please, I'm asking in the public glare today, the money they claim that Adagunodo stole, where did the money comes from? Who is the owner of the money?
You are saying you did not receive any money from anybody, maybe Dr.
I
Dejadeleke
challenge
or
them. That
anybody
is the
from the
basis of
administration.
my challenge. That is the basis of my challenge.
Hmm.
And that is the up till now. That is the basis of my challenge. You said Adagunodo embezzle 150 million naira campaign fund.
That's
Who
a lot of
brought the
money.
campaign fund? 150 million naira campaign fund. Who brought the campaign fund to PDP in Osun chapter? Who? Is it the national? Or is it the candidate or the Adeleke family who is the candidate at that time? Do they bring any money to the party? I challenge them. Up to
So
now,
no
I'm still
money was
challenging
given,
them.
no money was given to the party at
No
any point in
campaign was given to
time.
the party.
Okay, let me
Not
quickly
1 naira.
let me quickly ask you this. If no money was given to the party at any point in time to prosecute the election, why was it that there were people within the state working committee who also signed a vote of no confidence at some point? There was a vote of no confidence that was signed at some point and then made public. Why did you have a number of people within the state working committee who also supported your removal on the grounds that there was fraud?
That is politics. You know,
Okay.
it's politics. When you want to do anything, you look for people you can befriend. You understand what I'm saying?
I
And
get
you
you.
look for people who you see as your enemy.
Hmm.
Then you go together.
Hmm.
Those people who are my working committee or my executive, I challenge them. I'm also challenging them publicly. Let them come out into the public and tell me that I, Adagunodo, embezzle 1 naira of their money. Where is the money coming from? Majority of the money we use to run this party comes from my own pocket. So where is the money coming from? The only money that came to the party was the administrative charges on sales of form.
Okay.
We had a meeting together. How we expended the money, we sat together in my office, and what we do with money, we all know what we did with the money. Ask them question. Working committee or state executive, ask them question. Most especially the working committee, that they should come up with whatever money that they felt Adagunodo. You know, when they passed the vote of no confidence, they were talking about 118.5 million naira money transfer from PDP account to Sisoka account.
Yes.
That was the only allegation. But how come that money? What is the money about? I issued a release. I said, the money you are talking about was during the May 5 Southwest mega rally.
Yes.
That transaction occurred at that time, maybe May 3rd or May 4th. I couldn't remember the date. We were planning a mega rally of Southwest. Southwest is the owner of the rally. We are just hosting it.
Yes.
The Southwest Working Committee were in Osun for about 5 days before the event. Okay. All the state chairmen from other 5 states, they were in Osun. My secretary was part of the committee that we were deliberating on how we are going to look for income and how we are going to spend the money. The treasurer was part of it. The PRO was part of it. We were holding meeting with the national vice chairman, that is the Southwest chairman, Dr. Olasoji, and the zonal secretary, Reverend Bimijenyo. How we are going to expend what income that we have. And before we have any income, we have so many responsibility to do. Part of it is doing customized t-shirts, customized jersey, customized shirts, customized cap, and all other souvenir. Are we going to spend the money or contract it out a day to the event? The Southwest does not have money. You getting me? Am I still alive? Am I still alive on the program? Hello, AT, am I alive?
I apologize, Honorable Adagunodo. That was technical.
Okay, I think we are back online.
Yes, we're back online.
Okay, so those t-shirts, we have to contract it out and give it to those people that will customize it about 2 weeks before that event. The party does not have money. I pay for the t-shirt from my account, from my company's account, on behalf of the party. I have a chat that I had with Dr. Olasoji telling me to source for fund to help the party. Then we have 8,000 defectors that is coming to the party. We wanted to buy Ankara. Part of the budget was to buy Ankara for all of them. We couldn't get funds. Are we going to get Ankara a day to the event? How are we going to distribute it? How are we going to give it to those people that will wear it and sew it? I sourced for money from my own account, from my own company's account, pay for 5,000 Ankara. And all the chairmen, they are live, they are watching this. Yeah, from my pocket. The chairmen of the local government are alive. Some of the leaders, two leaders from each local government, they are alive. They are watching this program. They came to my GRA house 3 days or 4 days before the event to come and take those Ankara. The Ankara I use my personal money to buy on behalf of the party. Then we were to run the program live. We were to pay AIT. We didn't have money to pay AIT. I have a chat between myself, Dr. Olasoji, begging me to source for fund. I pay AIT. Then we were initially wanted to use Dr. Deji private jet to convene the national chairman and some people to come to Osun. Wednesday or thereabout or Tuesday, Dr. Deji. Are you hearing me?
Please come right back in once you can. It seems your network is there.
Are you on with me?
Yes, I'm with you now, sir.
Okay. So Dr. Deji told us that on Tuesday or Wednesday that the private jet will not be available. I was disturbed. National was asking me for the details of the private jet that they are going to use to convene them from Abuja to Ibadan. Onward coming to Osogbo. I discussed with one of the brothers of Dr. Deji, Mr. Bamidele Adeleke, that he should please help me beg Dr. Deji. We can use his private jet to carry few people. Then he can go and buy tickets, commercial tickets. And I said, instead of buying commercial tickets, why don't you charter a flight? It will be more expensive buying commercial ticket. I said, okay, do you have anybody? He said he has somebody 25 who can charter a 25-seater aircraft for us. I said, okay, go ahead. He get back to me. I was to pay when he discovered that there is a 50-seater jet. That instead of 25-seater jet to go twice, so it's better charter the 50-seater jet. I paid for the charter from my private company, from my company.
You paid to charter
on behalf of the party. And part of the money is what they pay back to my company. It's not, they have not even paid in full up to today. And they are now referring to that as the transfer money, which they are aware of the reason.
Quickly,
So
Honorable
it's funny.
Asujadagundu.
But you know, when you want to call a dog a bad name, you look for something to hang it. I don't want to go into details of what happened with the vote of confidence or no vote of confidence. All what happened, we have heard about it now. We have people who participated in the vote of confidence that are close to me now. We know the story. It's all politics. It's all politics. Who is
Can you
passing
let us
vote of
into
no?
that background story?
The people that pass vote of confidence in me in March will now pass vote of no confidence in me when I left office in May. The people that pass vote of confidence in me in November will now pass vote of no confidence in me in May when I left office. The people that know that 2 years prior to that time, I was using my money, my personal money to run the party for 2 years. Will now pass vote of no confidence on me, paying salary, paying rent,
Are there
running
people who
office.
are aware? Are the members of the SWC aware of this your personal funding of the party? Are they aware?
There was a letter. There was a letter written to them. Now they are aware. They are aware.
Okay.
Those are the issues to trash out now. If you say Soji has embezzled, why don't you come up with the details of the embezzlement, the accounts, the money that you brought to him that he embezzled? Which money? Which money does PDP has that I want to embezzle? You understand what I'm saying?
It's broke.
Yeah, I'm saying it. PDP is broke. We don't have an opposition party. Nobody is giving the party any money. Ask that Sunday converted that they are more those you realize when he was the acting chairman. Is it easy?
Mention whether the PDP
ask Sunday BC for the number of days that he was acting chairman or whichever. Ask him how much does he realize? How many people pay their dues? How many people make donation to the party? How many? Where is the money coming from?
But hold on, Honorable Asujadagundu. There was a fact-finding committee that came to Osun State when the issues of your suspension came to fore. Now, what would you say? Because, of course, at the end of the fact-finding mission, there was just some silence, some very, very suspect silence that we all could not put a name to. Okay, why is this committee silent? And then what we heard later was that you were suspended, and then later some more silence. At some point, there were claims that you were about to be reinstated, and then what we saw next was your removal from office as the chairman. What would you say was the discovery of the fact-finding committee that made a resolve that you were supposed to be suspended? What would you say they found out?
80, everything is all politics. Let me just tell you that. How can 3 people wrote a petition from Osun? 2 of them came back to our party after we have concluded our election. After we have gone to tribunal and won the lower tribunal, they came back to the party. And they didn't even know when we conducted the election. They were not part of the party. They are not member of our party. They will write a petition, and the national will be treating such a petition. You understand what I'm saying? It's all politics. It's all a game. You understand what I'm saying? The fact-finding committee that came, they came in early November. No report until April. Or they came in October. No report until April. Why? And they only spent 1 day. In the letter given to them, I want to say it emphatically that they gave them a letter to go and report to me as the state chairman. They came to Osun without talking to me, without calling me. It was Fenjenyo that brought them, lodged them in an hotel. They have been meeting people before I discovered that they are in Osun.
So what were they in Osun to do?
What are they in Osun to do? Then they wrote all the reports, fine report. By the tail end of the report, they said, let the chairman step aside for further investigation. When you cannot pinpoint anything culpable against me, that you have no time, you just come on Sunday and you go back on Monday. So because you have no time, let the chairman step aside. You know, playing to the script. You understand? It's all politics. It's all a game.
That is you saying that there was a script from Abuja.
You can be sure. You can
And
be
who do
sure
you
now.
suspect is behind the script?
You say what?
Who do you suspect is behind the script?
Okay, I will let me explain what's behind the script. Because
Okay.
Ogi Adagunodo, as the chairman of the party, is an upright person.
Okay.
Is a no-nonsense man. Is a man that stepped on so many toes. That's why you will hear almost all the aspirants. They will say, I belong to them or I assure them. You understand what I'm saying? Because I step on so many toes, some people
A
are
lot
not
of
happy.
those.
Because some people want to make money in politics.
Okay.
And so Adagunodo did not allow them to make the money. Because some people feel they wanted a particular position or they wanted a particular issues to be in their favor. And they feel Soji Adagunodo could be a problem because he's a street person. Soji Adagunodo, they offer money, they offer Jeep, 2 Jeep and A-Lux. And he said, I'm not going to take it.
Who offered you 2 Jeeps and 1 A-Lux?
No, don't let us go into that. I've written that letter. It's in the letter I released. If you go through my letter, you see it there now.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Let me quickly talk about stepping on toes. You talked about Honorable Olasoji Adagunodo being that person who will not mind stepping on toes. Let me quickly ask you. There are claims that some of your friends who should have been standing with you when the crisis started decided not to stand with you because during the course of elections you did not give them their share of whatever money you made. How do you react to that claim?
That's part of what I say. You know, in politics, a lot of people believe that the moment you are in position, you're supposed to go there and go and steal, or you're supposed to go there and go and use that position to amass wealth.
Okay.
To say boldly, and I'm putting it on record today, that since I became chairman of PDP, and I challenge anybody, that I have called or have made an effort either in my political party or opposition party or anywhere that I collected money from.
From anybody?
From anybody. I challenge them. You understand? So they thought as the chairman, you're supposed to collect money and be giving to them. The money I give to people is my personal money, personal resources. There's no money in the party. The treasurer is there. The secretary is there. They are signatory to the account. Call them to question. Interview them. If there are any income, any resources that came to the party, let them come and say it. The one that came, how did we spend it? If they want us to say it out, they are all there. Let us have a meeting with them. Let all of them sit down and we talk about how we spend that money. That is the administrative charges on sales of form. How did we spend it? We had a meeting on the income, how the money must be spent. And it was spent the way we agreed that it must be spent. So where is the other money that they are talking about? So where is the money for me to give to people? Other than the little money I have as a person. Other than the little money. You understand? But let me tell you, a lot of people are in this business of Adagunodo must go. I will tell you, they are there for 5 reasons.
Okay, number 1.
One, probably some of them are there because they see an opportunity that if there is crisis, they can make money.
Okay, number 1, the opportunity
And
to
they
make
have been
money.
making a hell of money as we speak.
Okay. Do you have any idea
Some
of
of
anybody
them are there because of our mission. That if Adagunodo is no more there, probably what I want, I will be able to get it on a platter of gold. Some of them are there because of vengeance and revenge.
What did you do to these people to deserve some vengeance?
Because probably along the line, while I was the chairman, I stepped on their toes.
Okay, that's number 2.
What they wanted. Let me tell you, as at the last time we registered in 2018, we have about 130,000 solid member of PDP.
Okay.
When we change our party card.
Okay.
It's so funny when you are in position of authority, especially party management, all the 130,000 they have opinion and they believe the chairman must do their own opinion.
Hmm.
They don't even want to know whether chairman has his own opinion.
Or not.
So the moment you are not doing their opinion, you have offended them.
Hmm.
You understand
So,
what I'm saying?
so vengeance, number 3. Number 4.
So number 4, some are there because of their future endeavor in
Hmm.
the party.
And they see you as an obstacle to their future endeavor.
They see this man could be an obstacle. I'll give you an example. Maybe somebody has been dreaming of becoming the chairman, and he sees Soji Adagunodo, probably he might want to go for second term. If you don't chase him away now, how am I going to be the chairman in
Are you
2022?
are you technically saying Honorable Sunday BC was part of that movement because he
No,
was
I'm not saying that. Sunday BC
okay?
is my very good friend. We are
Okay.
very close. When I wanted to become the chairman, people were, I'm not interested in becoming the chairman. A lot of people pressurized me to come be the chairman. And he's one of those people I consulted. I said, Sunday, go and be the chairman. He said, no, I can't be the chairman. You are going to be the chairman. And he has always been my friend. So if he's interested in this position and we have been that close, then it's strange to me. I fear human being. I fear human being.
Number 5, what was the 5th category before I move to the next thing?
So number 5 is those people that did not love this party.
People who
they want to destroy this party. They know that starting that crisis will not allow PDP to win election. You understand? And probably they have been paid. Because I know some of these leaders, they are on payroll of opposition party. Some of them. And I can boldly say that if you call a stakeholder meeting, you can come up and call some of them come and swear to a note if they are not on payroll or if they have never collected money from official party. And they are the one accusing me of the same thing, doing anti-party. I wonder when somebody says I'm doing anti-party, somebody that is accusing me of anti-party, being PDP in the afternoon, APC in the evening, he lost his word woefully. Probably out of about 540, he has 17 votes for my party, for PDP.
Who is this person we are talking about?
He lost his word woefully. He lost his local government woefully. He collected money from opposition.
Who is this person we are talking about?
I don't want to mention name. I don't want to mention name. When it comes, that's why all of them are afraid to have a meeting with me. I lend them. All of them, let us have a stakeholder where I will be present. Let them also be present there. Let's look at ourselves in the face and accuse ourselves of any wrongdoing. If you feel Soji Adagunodo has done something wrong, say it there in the public. And let me also say it, those people who have done wrong that I know, by virtue of being the chairman of PDP in Osun, I'm privileged to have more information than anybody. You understand what I'm saying?
I get you.
And that's why they're frustrating it. Since this crisis has started, they have not allowed us to have one single meeting, not just one.
But you
where I will be present, and all the stakeholders will also be present.
Okay.
And all the stakeholders will also be present. They have not allowed it to happen. Because they know that all these stories about Soji Adagunodo, they are fabricated, they are unfounded, they are frivolous, and they will be put to shame at the end of the day.
Okay, let's talk about stepping on toes. We are still talking about stepping on toes. There are people who believe that you stepped on a lot of toes. I'm going to mention names. That you stepped on a lot of toes before the 2018 governorship election, particularly before the primaries. I'm going to cite some 3 examples. There are people who feel that you were not playing enough, that you were pro Ogunbiyi in that primary election. For example, I've already said that people in the camp of Right Honorable Adejare Bello feel that you should have told Right Honorable Adejare Bello not to contest that election, not to pick the form. That he even asked you, he consulted you and asked you whether you should go pick the form, and you said, okay, please go ahead. And then you got there and he found that you were supporting a different person. That's number 1. Number 2, there are also people who felt, okay, people in the camp of, I've already said from a number of persons in the camp of Alhaji Fattah Akinbade, that you came with some leaders of the party to his house to come and implore him to step down for Dr. Akin Ogunbiyi. And then I heard that the delegation was jubilated out of Alhaji Basa Akimade's compound. That's number two. Number three instance, I've already said that you were part of the people who convinced Senator Ademola Adeleke to contest for governor. And then at some point, you decided now to support Dr. Akin Ogunbiyi. So I've heard it said by a number of people who feel that you were not so transparent before the 2018 governorship primaries that now snowballed into a crisis that the PDP is still dealing with till now. What do you say about people who feel that way? And what was
Okay.
your role? What was your role
Okay.
pre-2018 election?
Let me say one thing. We have a struggle of 2.5 years, and I have a lot of leaders who supported me, stood with me, financially, supported me physically, supported me materially, supported me with everything they have to become the chairman, even before the Adele case comes to the party. And out of these leaders, substantial number of them came out to contest for governorship. Substantial number of them. And I'm happy you mentioned 1 or 2 or 3 names out of them. Adija Bello, Lere Oyewumi, and Co, Kayode Oduye, a lot of them. And you want me to look straight into one of them's face and say, don't contest.
So you could not.
Am I God? Do I know the mind of the members of the party? Do I know what God designed for each and every one of them? To be the one to discourage them that, no, don't run. It's you that should run. That's number one. Number two.
Okay, number one.
Number two, whenever you are in politics, you must have an aspiration and ambition. If you don't have, there's nothing you are doing in politics. So you are expecting me to truncate the ambition of somebody or aspiration of somebody because of what? When I don't even know who is going to be the beneficiary.
But weren't you technically?
You understand what I'm saying?
Weren't you technically?
That's number two.
Weren't you technically stopping the ambition of a number of these men by supporting Dr. Akin Ogunbiyi? Because it has been said that you supported Dr. Akin Ogunbiyi.
That is where I'm going. I want to give you the story because a lot of people does not know how the thing happens.
Okay.
I want to give you the story now.
Okay. Go on, sir.
At a particular point in time, we were working, the leadership of the party were working on calling the leadership of the party and the aspirant and see how we can manage the opposition party to have a candidate that will not be rancorous, that won't have much problem, that will be able to pacify people. I won't mention names. We put calls through to some people. That move was truncated by some of our politicians. And I'm happy you mentioned Adejare Bello.
Yes.
I'm not sure whether you mentioned Lere Oyewumi.
No, I didn't.
You mentioned Alhaji Fatai Akimade.
Yes.
I'm not too sure you mentioned Senator Olasoji Akilabi.
No.
And I'm not too sure whether you mentioned Senator Felix Ogunwale. What I wanted to say today will be on record, and I think it's going to be recorded. Apart from Senator Ogunwale, ask Adejare Bello, ask Lere Oyewumi, ask Akin Labi Olatomi, ask Akimbade, whether at a particular point in time, there's never a time that we said they should talk within themselves and look at who can be the flag bearer of our party. And all of them cannot agree. All of them. All of them. Ask Adejare Bello, ask Lere Oyewumi, ask Akilabi, ask Alhaji Fatai Akimade. And I want you to ask Senator Felix Ogunwale whether he came to me, Soji Adagunodo, telling me that all the other aspirants has been having meeting with Dr. Akin Ogunbiyi behind my back. And they have told all of them that they should not let me know, that they should go and share the position within themselves. But he's a man that is close to me, is my friend. He has to inform me and show me how it was distributed among themselves, even before I even think of meeting and sitting down with Ogunbi to have meeting with them. So when you, all the aspirants, have started meeting with Ogunbi and you have decided to pick Ogunbi as the person you are going to support, and you have shared the other position with them. So where did I betray them? Where? And you start together with Ogunbi to agree with him that they should not let me know. It's only Demola Adeleke and Lere Oyewumi that was not part of the meeting.
Part of that meeting. So you are saying
all of
that mentioned, including Adeja Rebelo, including Senator Kalabi Olasokomi, including Alhaji Fatah Akebade, including
ask him now. When you see him, ask him that.
All part
ask
of
him.
That accord.
Yes. Yeah, they have the accord. It was Felix Ogunwale Jumoko that came to me and told me that they don't want you to know, but you are my friend. Let me show it to you. This is what we are planning. I have never sat down with Ogunbi to agree with him that I'm going to support him. I supported Ogunbi on Thursday, and primary is on Saturday. I lie about that. I'm over 60. Why should I lie? God has done so well for me in life. I've gone past that. I don't have anything to lie.
So you are saying you eventually gave your support to Dr. Akeokubi?
On Thursday. And what was the reason? Some of them, majority of them, are supported Ogunbi. Larry are supported, as declared on Wednesday, supporting Adeja Rebelu. I mean, supporting Demola Adeleke. It was in the why Larry was supporting Demola Adeleke that he accused me of collecting 500 million in a world press conference. And Dr. Deji was sitting down, Demola Adeleke was sitting down. They left my office for that press conference. When Demola came and asked him that you left my office where we are meeting with the chairman, we are meeting with the state officer, we are meeting with the working committee, that you are coming to meet them for the first time. You are even coming to the party secretariat for the first time. After 2 years that you became a senator. And you left to go to a world conference and go and accuse me wrongly that I collected 500 million from Dr. Deji Adeleke. Me. 500 million. For what? What did I need it for?
Quickly ask you.
So it was after that meeting that I make up my mind that relationship with them can. And that was it. And ask my working committee, any of my working committee whether I call one person out of them to go and support Dr. Ogunbi. Ask my state officer whether I call one of them to go and support Dr. Ogunbi. Ask my chairman, all the 30 of them, whether I call any one of them to go and support Dr. Ogunbi. They are the one that convinced me to support Dr. Ogunbi. They are the one.
It was the other
they
way
are
around.
the one that convinced me. Ask them. They went to go and pray. We set up prayer warrior, the religion, Christian religion, Muslim religion, and the traditional for Alaga, for the chairman, for the state officer, for the working committee. They all came with reports now. Ask them, they are alive.
Saying that it was Dr. Akeokubi that would win that election.
I said they are alive. They are alive. Now, if I'm lying against them.
So they convinced you to support Dr. Akeokubi on Thursday, just 2 days before the primary.
I threw my support to Dr. Ogunbi on Thursday. And I had meeting with him for the first time on that Thursday. For the first time. And there's nothing wrong in that. I have my opinion. As the chairman of the party, I'm supposed to have sympathy for somebody anyway. Our national chairman has sympathy for one presidential aspirant in Port Harcourt. Heaven did not fall. Alhaji Razak, my very good friend of blessed memory, Landero, has sympathy for a particular candidate during his tenure. Alhaji Ganiyu Olaoluwa has sympathy for a particular aspirant during his tenure. So it's not strange.
So it's within your right to have sympathy for.
It's my right to have a sympathy for somebody. If I'm going to vote tomorrow, I'm going to vote for one person. I should have sympathy for that person.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you, Honorable Adagunodo. We have played the hair on the issues that happened pre-primary. There are people who feel that today your courage, your decision to continue to push for the leadership of Osun State PDP, is being sponsored by two persons for different sinister reasons. I've heard it said that Honorable Busayo Oluwole wants to use this crisis in Osun State to get himself reinstated as a member of the PDP because he had been suspended since the year 2019. There are also people who are saying that Senator Francis Fadamsi is also funding your push for the leadership of Osun State PDP because number one, you are his younger brother coming from the same local government, and number two, because he feels insulted that as the most senior member of the PDP in Osun today, being a senator, and he should be deferred to if decisions will be taken in suspending the chairman or finding out whether the chairman was wrong in doing one thing or the other. So, what do you see? Are you being sponsored by Rebuzayo Oluwole and Senator Francis Fadamsi? In fact, there are people who feel that most of your trips to Abuja, most of the efforts you make going to court and all of that is being funded by Senator. Oh, and another person, Dr. Akin Ogopi. The three names have been mentioned. And then these are weighty accusations. Are you being funded by these three men? And to what end?
Yeah. Maybe they have not mentioned other names that they should have mentioned. If they are only mentioning Oluwole Francis Adefadansi, and Dr. Akin Ogunbiyi, what about Erelu Obada, Erelu Olushola Obada? What about Dr. Oluwale? What about Babasho Eboyedokun? What about numerous leaders in each of the local government that are supporting and sponsoring my retainership of the chairman? So for what reason are they doing that? Then leave that. What about the younger elements in the party that are diehard of the fact that Adagunodo must not be removed? So they have a sinister motive. I want to recognize the fact that Senator Francis Adefadansi is my brother. So if you support me, there's nothing wrong in that. Honorable Oluwole is my brother. If you support me, there's nothing wrong in that.
Is it an Obokun agenda?
No. But you mentioned Dr. Akin Ogunbiyi is from Ayedire. Is he from Obokun too? And I mentioned so many other leaders' names. I have so many other leaders that I don't want to mention here for political reasons. So many. They are too numerous to mention. You understand? Then what is the motive of those people sponsoring people to remove me? What is their own motive?
You said you mentioned 5 reasons that people want to remove you. I think that's clear.
Okay. So if that 5 reasons are there, I can also have 10 reasons, not only one, for people who want Soji Adagunodo to remain the chairman of the party. You understand what I'm saying? How can they say that Wole, who is a foundation member of this party, who has never for once defected, who has never for once do anti-party activities, who has never for once stopped funding the party and sponsoring across his federal constituency that elected him? How can they claim that he's sponsoring me because he wanted to defect to another political? Does he need that? Then and they say that Fadansi is maybe you know the problem some of them are having. They don't even know who Soji Adagunodo is. It's an insult to say somebody is sponsoring me. It's an insult. I want people to say that. Sponsoring me for what? Am I not capable of sponsoring myself? Am I not capable of sponsoring myself? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
I don't want to go into that. Those are all politics. I have so many other people now that are sponsoring me. Young thoughts. So it's allowed. Some people are sponsoring some people now, running to 800 million, close to 1 billion to remove Soji Adagunodo. Why do you spend such a colossal amount of money to remove the chairman?
Names? That's a weighty allegation.
No, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in mentioning names. What does the person want to achieve by doing that?
Okay.
If they have put half of that money in the party, maybe members of the party will have called Soji Adagunodo. Soji Adagunodo yet or not has expired. So go home and sleep. Half of that money.
Hmm.
Let's leave that in politics.
Okay. Let's go to recent issues, very recent issues. I understand that you were quite close. You had a quite close working relationship with Honorable Sunday Akafia, who was your deputy chairman. Uh, who is your deputy chairman? Not was. He is your deputy chairman in the face of the law. What went down between two of you? Because recently, when you moved into the King Square, when you moved the party secretariat to the King Square, you released a statement saying that it was in fact the Atidade-led SWC of the party in the state that paid for that new location. And then just almost immediately, the office of Honorable Sonia Kofi Atidade released another statement that was loaded with invectives, particularly against your person, against the person of Senator Francis Fadamsi, against the person of a number of people within the PDP. Honorable Olasoji Adagunodo, what went wrong between you and your deputy chairman that now had to make you resort to? I saw a number of phrases and words used, and I wondered, what at what point did the bridge between you and him collapse? Was it money?
I have no problem. I have no problem with Sunday Akanfe Atidade as a person.
Hmm.
Probably I have problem with the deputy chairman.
Hmm.
I have no
You
problem
have
personally with
hold on.
that.
They are the same persons. You say you don't have a
No, no,
problem with.
no. It's not the same person. That is where you are making the mistake.
Okay, sure. They're not the same
That
person.
yeah. The person is different from the office he occupies.
Hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Probably because of the office he occupies, he has to do certain things. Probably because of where he comes from, he has to do certain things with the office he occupies. I have no problem with that Sunday Akifati. I have no problem personally with any of my state working committee or any of my state officer or any of my chairmen. I have no problem with them. You understand?
Yeah, I
But
get you.
maybe because of politics, for one reason or the other, that five reasons that I mentioned,
Hmm.
some of them I fall into that category one way or the other.
Hmm.
You understand
The-
what I'm saying? And
but
go and read what you wrote very well. You will know
hmm.
that Sunday Akafia Daddy was not the person that wrote that release.
Was
He
not the person
wasn't
who
it.
wrote that statement.
He wasn't. I can boldly say that. He can't. That Sunday Akafia Daddy, I've worked with him for more than years. He can't address me like that. I know him. He's older than me very well, and he's a cultured and respectable person. He respects office.
Have you spoken to him
It
after
is
that?
it is overzealous boys that wrote it and put his name. I can tell you that.
Did you speak
I
to
can
him
tell you
after that
that.
statement? Did you
No,
speak
no, no.
to him?
I've not. But when he became the acting chairman, we do talk. I
Hmm.
call him. I talk to probably almost all my working committee members.
Hmm.
Almost all my chairmen, I do talk to them.
Hmm.
Almost all the state officers,
Hmm.
I do talk to them. Personally, we have no issue with each other. What we have is political issue, and they have
Hmm.
reason for doing what they are doing. And one of
Hmm.
them will be out of that 5 points that I categorized.
The King Square. Let's talk about the King Square, the new
Yes.
secretariat that you just moved into. You mentioned in that your statement that it was in fact the Atidade-led SWC that rented that place. Now there have been accusations and counter accusations. Oh, this team is this camp is saying this, the other camp is saying that. What is the truth about the King Square? Who paid for King Square?
80. There's no
On
gainsaying
what
about that. No.
ground
We have
was
the
King Square?
landlord of that property. We have the landlord of that property. Go and ask them when they pay for the property.
Hmm.
I was not in the office. It was during the tenure of Sunday Akufo-Addo. And Sunday Akufo-Addo cannot deny, if you want to be honorable, that he was the one that contacted those people who contributed money. He and some other working committee member contacted those people who contributed money to pay for the office.
He claimed,
It
hold
has
on.
nothing to do with me.
He claimed that it was in fact Honorable Sheyi Bamidele, the state youth leader of the PDP, that deceived him, that bamboozled him into being part of that arrangement, and he promptly returned the money sent to his account, Sheyi Bamidele's account. What do you make of that?
I can't hold brief for either Sunday Akanfo-Adare or Seyi Bamidele because I was not part of the deal when they were moving around, holding meetings about planning how to rent another office and all that. I was not part of the meeting. I was not there. Some of them are even fighting me at that particular point in time, politically. But the fact still remain that they are the one that collected money. And that Sunday Akanfo-Adare collected money for rent from Akin, from Woloke, from Fadansi, and from some other leaders, which I cannot mention their names here. But those three prominent leaders, they are well known that they contributed substantially for the rentage of that property. You understand? And he cannot deny it. He cannot. If he's denying it, it's not honorable. You can say probably at that time I was wrongly informed or I took a wrong decision. That's better than for you to now deny that you know nothing about it. They draw an agreement now. I don't know whether they eventually signed the agreement with them. But I know they met the landlord, they met the donors and all that. All these working committee people. So how come they are not denying it? We should be matured enough about whatever we are doing now. They can't deny it. It was only instant no that they pay for the office. We all know the story was in the news. It was everywhere now. And the reason why they paid for it was well spelled out. We left Omishore office because we want to be independent. So when an aspirant bought the one we are using, they feel we cannot be independent. They need another property that we can call our own. That everybody will have sense of belonging.
Someone bought the former one. Who bought it?
Adeleke University Liaison Office bought it.
Bought the former secretariat.
They are the one that bought the former secretariat.
There were claims, I have heard them, that a peacemaking committee met with you before you moved from the old secretariat to the present one, the King Square, where you discussed with them, the committee discussed with you and agreed. I don't know if there was an agreement, but that was the claim, that there was an agreement between you and the peacemaking committee that you were going to hold on with every plan to move to another secretariat. But then you turned around to move from that place to the new location. Was there ever a time you sat with a committee that had the likes of Honorable Clement Akane Olonwa, Mr. Abiodun Ojofafa as members of the committee? Was there a time you had any sitting with them where you had that discussion?
That wasn't a correct representation of what transpired. The past Sunday, about 2 weeks ago, the peace committee called me. They said they wanted to have a meeting with me, and I went there.
Okay.
And we discussed how to move forward, taking into cognizance the court order and the crisis, anticipated crisis that will follow. And we discussed positively. And we agree on so many positive steps to be taken. Agree that all of us must sacrifice, including myself, and I agreed. So along the line I was addressing them, I said, because of the caliber of people, they are about 11. They can tell you the name of those people. I don't know whether they want to expose themselves or not. They are patriotic member of this party. They want peace for this party. They want this party to move forward. And they demanded sacrifice from me. And I promised them that whatever sacrifice needed to make this party move forward, I'm going to do it. So along the line, I told them, I said, because of this respect you accorded me, let me give you one information. Tomorrow, which is Monday, we intend to have the State Working Committee, State Officers meeting, and we intend to move to the new secretariat. It wouldn't be right for me to have this useful and purposeful meeting with you, and I won't mention this to you. They have locked us all out twice in that our old property. And the party activities has to go on. Either I'm going to be there for 1 day or 2 days. The law of the land and the law of the party, law that runs through this party, has mandated me to be the chairman of this party. I have to see to the farewell of this party. We have to keep on running the party. So we have to move to another property so the activity of the party will not be stagnant. So they now beg me that they want me to give them more time to discuss the possibility of peace within the party. I said, moving to other party, I'll be other party secretariats, I will give you 24 hours. Ask them. They said 24 hours is too small, that I should give them 72 hours, which was supposed to expire on Wednesday. And that after 72 hours, they will get back to me. If they didn't get back to me, I can go ahead with the movement. After Wednesday, they didn't get back to me. Thursday, they didn't get back to me. Friday, they didn't get back to me. Saturday, they didn't get back to me. Sunday, they didn't get back to me. So I now wanted to have my meeting. I have delayed my meeting because of them for 1 week. I wanted to have my meeting. And I called Honorable Akane Olorunwa. Said, I've given you 24 hours. You asked for 72 hours. 72 hours expired last week Wednesday. I'll be moving to the party secretariat today. I'm having meeting 2 o'clock. And I call Honorable Kayode Odoye. The two of them are the head of that committee.
Okay.
And I told them. They said they also are having meeting by 2 o'clock that they will refer back to me. I said, but he spoke with somebody. He said they have called the administrative secretary that the office should be open. I said, Honorable Akane Olorunwa. Is that the way they open office? You feel that administrative secretary will just open office, so I will just be walking there. When you wanted to discuss with me, you call me into a meeting. We discussed. So if there is going to be a positive response from my demand, you should call a meeting. We should sit and discuss it from both sides. That is not coming up. And I told him, I'm having meeting 2 o'clock. After that 2 o'clock, whatever decision we take there will go on. So there is no story of anybody talking to me that I should not go open the office. That I should give them 72 hours. They have 11 members. Go and ask them. Go and ask them. So anybody that is saying stories, because even stupid story I used to hear, they said so they've agreed this with Soji, Soji flouted it. They agreed that with Soji, Soji flouted it. All blatant lies. Issues that are not true. Issues that are not true. So nobody agree with me that I should not open office. Nobody. Even the comments of some of our leaders, I just don't want to be quoting it because it's confidential. Even at that peace meeting and outside. And we consulted leaders across the 30 local government before we took that decision. We don't took the decision.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Adagunodo. Talking about meetings, we're almost rounding this up. And I want to quickly address 2 or 3 other issues before we round this up. Talking about meetings, you once wrote a letter, very recently wrote a letter to Honorable Bola Ajao, the State Secretary of the PDP, asking him to, as a matter of urgency, convene a meeting of the State Working Committee, where you stated that you had spoken with him earlier, asking him to convene the meeting, and he refused. Now, I also have it on good authority, on good record, that when you eventually held a meeting with members of the State Working Committee, Honorable Ajao was absent. I also understand that you initially, from inception of this your administration, you had a good working relationship with Honorable Ajao. What is happening between Honorable Olasoji Adagunodo and Honorable Ajao at the moment?
Ignorance.
Ignorance of what?
Ignorance of the law of the land. I'm telling you, even if I'm going to be the chairman for 1 day, if that 1 day Soji Adagunodo as the chairman of PDP call a meeting, all the state executive, all the working committee are banned to attend that meeting. If they have a position, they can push it at that meeting. The issue has happened. Some people that are supporting my cause during the Sunday conference that they didn't want, which include the secretary and the treasurer, then they didn't attend the Sunday conference meeting. I told them they should go and attend it.
You even encourage him to go
Even
and
when
attend?
Sunday, even when Sunday was mentioned as either acting or whatever, I don't know which one he is, because I know it's. I don't want to talk about that for now. Some people didn't want to attend this meeting. I told them, go to the meeting. I'm not the chairman. I have taken that. So by the time court says Adagunodo is the chairman, it's not only that. They should go and look at that court process. They are defendants of that case. All the state working committee and the state executive committee. And that order is binding on them, in as much that that order is still subsists. So for him to refuse to call the meeting, then is acting unlawfully and disobeying the order of the court. And anybody they called for meeting of the state executive or state working committee meeting, and they refuse that because it is Adagunodo as chairman that called it, I won't go. It's acting disobedient to court order. They should go and read the same court order very well. That's why I said some of them are wallowing in ignorance. Some of them are being deceived. A lot of people, I laugh when they said National did not recognize me. The National Working Committee did not recognize me. I was just laughing. They will have a NEC meeting. They send message to me to invite me for a meeting. And they said National didn't recognize me. We have NEC meeting. They called me that I should attend the NEC meeting. They said National didn't recognize me. If National has anything to do in Osun, let them go and call another person as the chairman of Osun State chapter. Let's wait and see what will happen.
There were claims
I might not be there tomorrow. I might not be there tomorrow. It's possible. But today, I'm still the chairman of PDP. And by law, whatever meeting I calls is the authentic meeting. Anybody that is calling fake meetings somewhere else in one corner, is calling friends to a meeting, not executive meeting.
Let's quickly talk about the NEC meeting in Abuja. It was claimed that you were not recognized. That in fact the file of I read some posts on Facebook that said the Osun State file for the NEC meeting attendance was added to Honorable Sunday BC, and you only came with an envelope containing your court papers. Who exactly was recognized? I got
80. Don't let us waste time on that. National dare not recognize me. They dare not. They know the implication now.
So you are saying
I obey. I listen to me. I obey the national lawfully all through. Step aside. Even when I feel it was wrong, I obeyed. Removed. When I felt it was wrong, I obeyed. We are not a lawless party. I know my national chairman very well. He's not a lawless person. He believes in the rule of law. We are going to form the next government, and we should be seen to encourage rule of law. So my national chairman will always recognize me as the chairman. Tomorrow, if the court says otherwise, he might not recognize me. I agree with that. And I won't even argue about that. You understand what I'm saying? So don't let us even go into that. My National Working Committee leaders, they are law-abiding people. You understand what I'm saying? In as much as that law is still there, that order is still there, I'm the chairman of PDP today until otherwise stated.
Thank you, Honorable.
You understand? Then the issue of whether they recognize me or they didn't recognize me.
Yes.
Let them go and ask Professor Wale Ladipo. Let them go and ask the Dr. Edi Olafeso. Let them go and ask Diron Odeyemi. Let them go and ask Paul Olakunle. Let them go and ask Reverend Bumi Genyo. Let them go and ask my friend Sunday BC whether he was there when the National Organizing Secretary was telling them that Adagunodo is the chairman and is the one to attend this meeting. He told all of them in their presence. And they gave instruction to Diron Odeyemi to call me, to look for me, that I must attend this meeting by fire, by fire. Ask him now. That means alive today.
Hmm. Okay,
So
Honorable Soja Adagunodo, two questions very quickly before we take one or two questions from the viewers. Um, there were claims that your woes started with Reverend Bumi Jenyo, who wants to return to office as the zonal secretary of the PDP in the Southwest region. Do you have any grounds with? I want you to combine two questions. Do you have any grounds with Reverend Bumijenyo that will make him play certain scripts to see you removed from office so that you are not going to be the chairman by the time the Congress has to be done to elect the new executive committee for the Southwest PDP? That's number one. Number two, there is also the claim that there's presently a battle of wits between His Excellency Governor Sheyi Makinde of Oyo State and His Excellency, the former governor of Ekiti State, Governor Ayo, where it has been said that the crisis is about the election of the Southwest Executive Committee of the PDP. How do you, to what side of that crisis do you belong? Are you on the Makinde side? It has been said that Governor Makinde is on your side and is part of the people who are insisting that you must return to office. Uh, Also, is it proper that at this time in the life of the PDP in the Southwest, where you have only one governor and that's the one in your state, Governor Makinde, is it proper at the moment to begin to have that kind of crisis? So, number one question: do you have any axe to grind with Reverend Bumi Jenyo that will make him try to remove you from office because he feels you are not going to support his bid to return to office? And then the crisis between Governor Sheyi Makinde and former Governor Ayodele Fayose, what is it about and what prospects does he hold for the future of the PDP in the Southwest?
yeah, I'm not having any grounds with Reverend Bumijenyo. He's my friend.
Okay,
He's my in-law.
okay,
He's, and I have no grudge against him. Maybe he has against me. I don't know. That's left
mm,
for him.
mm,
And like we said just now, I had and I noticed and I know that he is one of the prime mover of Soji Must Go. He's one of those people who misled and misinformed the Adelekes family.
mm.
The
Why would he
Adelekes
do that?
family
Why
to
would he
me,
do that?
the Adelekes family to me, they are good people. They are my friends for years. I have no
Mm,
problem with them. I have no issue with them. I have no issue with their life. I have no issue with their future endeavor in politics.
mm,
But it is politicians that created problem between me and them, and they are still there. And most of them who created this problem, I will say emphatically, they don't mean well politically for their delegates. If they mean well, they will advise them rightly.
mm,
You understand? And I've said that those people who are against my being in office, 5 reasons, maybe one of the 5 reasons belongs to Dr. Abire Bumijenyo. You will know. I've mentioned those 5 reasons.
mm,
I don't know. So I have no issue with him, and it has no bearing with him becoming the state secretary or the zonal secretary. No,
mm,
that's nothing to do. This issue has started July 2019,
mm.
over a year ago, going to 2 years now. So it has nothing to do with whether I want to become the zonal secretary or
The General
anything.
Secretary or not.
That's nothing to do
The
with that.
crisis between Governor
Then
Sheyi Makinde.
on
Yeah.
the issue of Seyi Makinde and former governor Fauci, you all know that former governor Fauci is my bosom friend. We are family friends for
Mm,
long ago.
mm,
So, and Governor Seyi Makinde also is my friend too. We've been close for years. You
mm,
understand? And I want to tell you, for those people who doesn't know, Governor Seyi Makinde and Governor Fauci, they have no personal issue against themselves.
mm,
It's also politics. What is happening between them is politics. Why
mm,
Makinde is not fighting Fayoshe, Fayoshe is not fighting Sheyi Makinde. It's all politics. It's all politics. When politics comes into issues, so many things creep into it.
mm,
And I know that Sheyi Makinde and Governor Fayoshe, before the Southwest Congress, they are going to resolve the Southwest issue. They are leaders with the former governor, Prince Olasoji, and former governor, Governor Shegun Omi. and some other leaders, BOT leaders. I know they are going to resolve these issues. And those people causing problem within them, we have people, part of the problem of leadership, if those people around you, or those you listen to often, those people you see last hour, those people you see first in the morning, they are the problem of leadership. And they are the one creating all this problem. It's all politics. Both Fayose and Governor Seyi Makinde, they are brothers. I don't think they have personal issue against each other. It's all politics, and it will be resolved. Like I said, politics is management of crisis, and it does not limit it to PDP alone. It's even worse in APC. Let me tell you, AA, Labour Party, they have worse case than us. Labour Party has been in court since 2017. They are still in court today. AA is in court. AA is in court since about 3 years ago. They are still in court today. You know those two parties? Labour Party. You should know the one of Labour Party now.
Yeah.
You understand? So crisis belongs to political party. It's not strange. But I want to say this, like our resolution at the meeting I had with the working committee and the state officer, that history will not forget the leadership in Osun right now if you fail to manage this crisis positively. We manage the crisis between us and Omishorifa Foriji positively. That's why we could be able to win those elections that we won. But history and posterity will not forgive the leadership and everybody involved in the crisis in Osun State chapter of PDP. And to be on record, if this crisis is not managed very well and come to a peaceful resolution and come to a purposeful stand and positively resolved, history will not forget the crop of leadership.
Thank you, Honorable Olasoji Adagunodo. Let me quickly take some questions from the audience. Mr. Kolawole Olawale Sodiq is asking, what is the hope of the party in the upcoming election if issues continue like this?
You want me to answer straight away?
Yes.
Okay. The crisis of PDP from 2015 to 2018 is more ferocious and more serious than this. But we managed it in a way that it tends positively. That was how we could make Senator Demola Adeleke the Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We contested the election and missed the crisis. And we won 9 out of 10 local governments. So the fact that we have crisis does not mean that it's going to affect us negatively. That's why I said we must be able to resolve this crisis positively. We must be able to do it positively. We must fish out those people who are causing this party to retrogress. We must be able to identify them and show them that they cannot destroy this party. But I want to assure you that I'm 100% sure that very soon, before 2022, this problem will be resolved. The problem of 2015 to 2018 was resolved in March 25, 2018. And we contested the election in September 2018. And we won. September 22nd, 2018. So I want to assure you, and I want to assure our viewers that they should not lose hope. They should believe in this party, that we will still be on course. There is fear everywhere. I know, I understand. But I can assure you that we'll get over it by the special grace of God.
Thank you, Honorable Adagunodo. Mr. Arogundade Wahab is asking, are you ready to settle this matter out of court?
I've said it 2 times. On the 3rd of November, when they granted me an order, I was at the party secretariat. TVC was there, channel was there, almost all the radios were there. They asked me this same question. I said, I have always saying that this crisis is a family matter. That today, that tomorrow I'm ready to withdraw out of court. If we are ready to resolve it politically as a family member, we are ready to be sincere with ourselves, not a game, not vendetta, not vengeance. You understand? Not cooking up libelous or an allegation, that vicarious allegation, what do you call it, that doesn't have any meaning. Why not? If you go to court, you win, we still come and sit down and talk. If we go to court, we lose, we still come and sit down and talk. So if you are going to court, if you are going to talk before winning or losing, what is wrong in that? There's nothing wrong in that. It's good. And I'm for it. I hope everybody is for it. If all of us are for it, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Thank you. I'm going to combine the questions of Mr. Fuwe Abayomi Sunday. Okay, I think you have answered the question asked by Arakuni Jeo Sakpaye. What is the way forward? I think that has been answered. I also think you have answered the question being asked by Mr. Rajiv Farid. So I'm going to combine the question from Mr. Fuwe Abayomi, and then with that of Mr. Kondekaide, I'm going to combine their two questions and then ask you this very quickly. Mr. Fuwe is asking, are there still leaders in the PDP, and what are they doing to ensure that this crisis is resolved? And then Mr. Kondekaide is asking, where will the PDP be in the next 10 years? I remember a time in Nigeria when the PDP claimed it was going to rule Nigeria for 50 years. That was aborted along the line when the APC swept through the country. But, well, are the leaders in the party doing anything to settle this issue? And then where do you see the PDP in the next 10 years?
Yeah, the leadership doing a lot of things. Might not be hard now. At the national level, you know, they have set up a National Reconciliation Committee headed by Senate President, Senator Bukola Saraki. And at the Southwest leadership, they have also set up a Zonal Reconciliation Committee headed by our own leader, His Excellency former Governor Prince Olasoji. And in Osun also, we have also set up an Appraisal and Reconciliation Committee headed by our father, our leader, the leader of Edas Kakos, Aji Shuaib Oyedokun. And Honorable Clement Akani Olorunwa and Barrister Kaudi Odoye has also taken it upon themselves to set up a Peace and Reconciliation Committee, which the party has also adopted. That shows that we want reconciliation, we want peace. If you look back for 5 months, all these committees were not there. For 7 months, all these committees were not there. That was when we were supposed to have all this committee. We left what we were supposed to do undone. But right now that good reasoning are coming up, all this committee has been set up. And I know by the time they started work, the results will be positive and we'll be happy for it.
Thank you, Adagunodo. I'm going to combine the questions from Mr. Akin Adeyi and the two questions from Mr. Tunji Kazim. Mr. Akin Adeyi is asking, what were the actions you took in the past as chairman of the People's Democratic Party that you have regretted and will not repeat? Who were those people you associated with and relied upon that you are not going to rely upon again? Then Mr. Tunji Kazim is asking, what would be the blueprint for the party's success? What are you going to be doing differently this time?
For the first question of Mr. Akin for the first question of Mr. Akin, there is nothing that I did. If I'm going to find myself in the same position that I found myself then, I did not regret anything. If it's going to be the same position that I found myself then, that influenced my decision at that particular point in time. But if the position is not the same, I might not do it the way I've done it at that particular point in time. Are you getting my point? Situation determines your action. You understand? So if you say, I regret what I did yesterday, did you also consider the situation at that time? You understand what I'm saying? Did you consider the situation you were in that make you take that decision before you start regretting? So if it is the same situation at that time that is coming again, I will say I didn't regret anything. But if it is not the same situation, I might do it differently. Yeah, I agree. That's what he said. Then, if he's saying that associated with some people, I'm regretting it. How many people do you want to regret associating with? In politics, they backbite. That's the game. They backbite. They do all sorts of game. That's the game. All sorts of intrigues. The one with you today, don't be too sure. Don't be 100% sure that tomorrow morning will be with you.
Will be with you.
The one against you yesterday, don't be too sure that won't be with you today. You understand what I'm saying? That's the game of politics.
I understand.
So if you are not saying you regretted associating with some people, are you sure that the one you are associating with right now won't be worse than the one you have associated with that you are regretting?
Than the former one.
It depends. It depends. So we are not God. It's only God that can know that. You just have to keep on trying your best. Make sure that you follow your conscience. Make sure whatever you do it in good measure and in good mind. And if today I've collected, let me say one thing. Let me say one thing. If all my action at time during that primary was because I've wanted to collect money or collected money from one aspirant, I'll be regretting it now. Or I've collected material thing from one aspirant, I will be regretting my action. Or I've forced an aspirant to agree in giving me a particular position in government, then I will be regretting my action now that probably this is what influenced my decision. But I ensure that those three things did not come into play in any way. I didn't collect money from anybody. I didn't collect material things from anybody. And I didn't collect a promise of position from anybody that could influence my decision as the chairman. So I have no regrets.
Okay, so what's the blueprint for the party going forward?
The blueprint for the party going forward, first and foremost, is for peace to return to the party, for unity to return to the party, so all of us can move together. We must not leave anybody outside. We look for even the lost sheep, according to the story of the prodigal son in the Bible, to come back to the party. We must even look for how we can get so many other people that will come and join us, because this democracy is a game of number. If you want to win election, you need more people to be with you. So we have to work in unity. There must be peace in the party. Then we can. The blueprint has always been the same to win an election. We have the blueprint. It does not change. There's nothing new. If you want to win an election, there's nothing you want to bring to the table that is new. You can just mend it a little. It has been done by one person before. So you can't create a new thing. You understand? But there must be peace and there must be unity before you can move forward.
The same Mr. Tunje Kazim is asking, there is gross indiscipline in the PDP today. He said, how are you going to deal with...
You said this interview is going to be for 1 hour. I have another appointment too.
Yes, we're rounding up now.
I have another meeting.
We're rounding up now. He said, how are you going to deal with issues of indiscipline? Let's do that very quickly.
The issue of indiscipline.
Yes.
Yeah, we as a party, it is not in PDP alone or in APC alone or in any party, but it is a cankerworm in the system, in Nigerian system, discipline. That's why you have somebody who graduated and refused to work. Give him job, he won't work. He will be looking for how he can make hundreds of millions the following. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you have a born-again Christian in a church or in a mosque, a born-again Muslim that will go inside the bus, be looking at a man that is going to seduce to go and date. You understand? So it's the system, Nigerian system, that that is causing this. Though we are bringing it into the party. But I can tell you that the indiscipline starts with us, with me and you. We must be able to live a life of... Part of the problem I'm having today You said it. Because I didn't collect money here and there, I have some people that said I should have collected money from Adeleke, collected money from Ogumbi, and give to them. So if anybody is accusing me now, they are the one that will carry gun and be shooting and be beating people. You understand? That's the system.
Mm.
So it's strange to them to wanting to change the system.
Mm.
So it is in Nigerian system that we brought into the party. And that has to start with us, with me and you. You
Mm.
understand?
Thank you very much, Honorable Olasoji Adagunodo. In closing, I want you to do a quick
Yeah.
review of the present government in Osun State, the government of Governor Boyega Oyetola. How is that government doing so far? From your perspective as a leader of the opposition.
Yeah. Government of Osun has started deteriorating from the time of Governor Aregbesola.
Mm.
We have so much indebted that for any government to do anything meaningful now
Mm.
is difficult.
Mm.
I am just praying that we need a financial engineering, somebody who know about financial engineering to change the course of governance in Osun.
But the present
And
governor is
as we
a
speak,
financial guru, as the APC would say.
I don't know of that. I know he's an insurance man,
Mm.
and I've not seen anything that has to do with financial engineering in Osun as of today.
Mm.
I've not seen
Mm.
it. You
Mm.
understand? So I don't know of that. I know he's an insurance man. The only difference between this government and the one that left was that this government does not borrow. The
Mm.
one that left borrow heavily.
Mm.
That's the only difference. But in terms of performance, I've not seen anything different from both of them. I've
You have
not.
not seen anything. You have not seen anything.
No,
Okay,
I've not seen anything.
thank you, Honorable Olasoji Adagunodo. Any final words to members of the PDP within Osun State? Something, a note of caution, something to encourage them to continue to stay with the PDP? Any final word?
Yeah, my final word is to solicit for the support of every member of PDP
Mm.
that we should end this crisis that we are in. Time is running out. We don't let us believe we have more time. Between now and the next election is less than 2 years. We should endeavor to talk to ourselves, to bring peace to the party, to live in unity, and to ensure that this crisis end as soon as possible. Then the second one, to adopt the system we use during Omishorifa Foriji, whereby we keep on mobilizing people into the party. We
Mm.
were seriously mobilizing into the party, and the ruling party didn't know we were mobilizing into the party. We should also go ahead and be mobilizing to the party, because the election coming this time around, election in Osun is an isolated election,
Mm.
and it's going to be more serious than 2018 election.
Mm.
And we need more people to support us. We need more people to be with us. We need more people to vote for us. So we
Mm.
should endeavor to mobilize more people into the party. No matter
Mm.
whatever we want to do, we should not work on decimating the party, destroying the party, chasing people away. We
Mm.
should be careful about anything that has to do with that,
Mm.
because we don't know how many number of votes that will determine who is going to be the winner of next election. So every
Mm.
vote counts, every vote matters. So
Mm.
we should, as much as possible, to end up this crisis as soon as possible.
Thank you, Honorable Olasoji Adagodo. I thank every person who came to do this with us. It has been a 1 hour, how many minutes now? 1 hour, 44 minutes of serious revelations that I hope that will guide discussions going forward within the PDP, and then we can then see if the party achieves some peace in Osun State. Let me allow you go now, Honorable Olasoji Adagodo. We thank you so much for doing the conversation with us today with Adedayo Oderinu. It was a nice time with you. And like you said, I promised it was going to be 1 hour, but it was so revealing. We just had to go on and on and on and on. I wish you well, and I sincerely wish that all issues within the PDP gets resolved, so that we can at least have some peace in Osun State. Of course, we maybe the people want to listen to some more progressive discussions than internal bickerings and all of that. But we hope that you find some ways to settle whatever it is within the PDP today. Thank you so much, Honorable Olasoji Adagunodo. We hope that when we invite you again, you're going to
Thank
do
you.
this with us.
Thank you, it's Oderinu. I appreciate.
Thank you so much, sir.
You can be sure when you call me some other time, it won't be on the crisis of PDP. It will be on
Hmm.
the issue of we want to take over we want to take over government in Osun. PDP want to take over government in Osun
Hmm.
by the
Okay,
special grace of God.
we look forward to that. Enjoy the rest of your evening, sir. We'll speak with you some other time.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate.
Well, thank you for joining us on today's episode of the conversation with Adedayo Oderinu. It was a revealing episode. We are going to be digging into several issues within the politics, governance, economy, and what have you. Whatever it is you are interested in, we are going to talk about it. The PDP has had its day today. Next week on the conversation, this Sunday, this same time next week, 7 p.m. on a Sunday on this Facebook page, we're going to be doing the conversation with another person who is also a stakeholder, who is going to also dig into some issues that affect us as a state, as a nation, and as a people. My name is Adedayo. There, they call me Omo. Let's say Kojomo. No, you might get into this is I'll see you some other time on the conversation with Adedayo. There, until then, take care of yourself. Bye bye.